That explains why Black Ops 6 felt so neglected. It explains why Warzone had almost 0 updates. It explains why the anti-cheat is absolutely horrible and cheaters will be cheating on the same account for months and not get banned. All right, so we are all clearly burnt out on Black Ops 7 marketing. It's without a doubt the worst since Infinite Warfare when it comes to marketing. And so I want to take this moment to give you guys the facts and try to be a little bit level-headed while I go through it, because I posted a video yesterday where I went through the trailer and I was very disappointed. They put out a direct that had a lot more info, and then I also watched Mr. Raffle Waffle's video and J God's video and pulled all the information I could from both of those videos to give you guys as many facts as I can where we can kind of come up with a conclusion. And I'm going to give you guys my opinions on all of this as we go through. So if you enjoyed this video, it took me a while. Like the video, share it with someone you think might want to get Black Ops 7, or you think might need to know this info because they don't want Black Ops 7, or you think this might sway them to not like Black Ops 7. Whatever the case is, subscribe, like the video, and comment down below. After you watch this video, what are your thoughts? Do you think this changed your mind at all in one direction or the other? I want to genuinely know, because right now I'm only hyped for Battlefield 6. And I don't know if Black Ops 7 is going to deliver on what I want. So let's start with the campaign. We know it is a 4-player co-op campaign. Without saying anything, it is what it is. I think that's a good thing. Campaigns are pretty boring lately, and this at least gives us the experience to play it with a friend and kind of make it a little bit more. Gives me that Halo-esque days where we would sit down and play with friends, or Gears of War days. So I'm happy with that. The end mission is a open world on Avalon where there's going to be 32 teams, or I should say 32 players, 8 different teams that are all doing the same objectives, but I'm pretty sure it's PvE, not PvP. So you can't kill each other. You're just kind of going through the motions of the map. I don't know how I feel about that. I thought originally it was going to be like a DMZ thing. It is not. It has been confirmed it is not DMZ. It is not like a DMZ-esque mode. There is no extract. It's beginning to end. If you survive to the end, you can come back in and continue. And it's probably going to play a big role into the camo grind that's being introduced, which I guess I'll talk about now. There is a mastery camo grind that's going to be campaign exclusive. So think gold, diamond, platinum, dark matter, but campaign only. So we'll see how that goes. XP and challenges are cross-compatible to each mode. So if you level up your gun in campaign, it is going to be leveled up in multiplayer. That's a positive. I mean, I don't see anyone being negative about that. I think that should be the standard. So that's good. Here's some notes I took on that. And by the way, I'm going to be referring to my notes. I have like a huge doc that is off to the side here that I have written up. I'm going to be referring to that the whole time. So we have the replayability is going to be better because we do have this camo grind. So it makes it worth doing. And the co-op makes it better because we'll be able to go for challenges. There is one difficulty. That's it. There is no veteran. There is no recruit. It is one difficulty, and it gets harder based on how many players are in your party. If you're playing solo, it's going to be an easier experience than if you have 4 players. Standalone Mastery Camo gives an incentive to actually finish the campaign and then continue to grind. Many times I've started a campaign and been like, I'm bored, and shut it off. And a lot of times I don't even open the campaign because I just want to play multiplayer and start my camo grind, start my leveling on guns because I want to go use them in Warzone, or I want to be able to go play ranked or whatever the case is. So it's a positive, but it might feel very repetitive. So we'll see. Now, multiplayer. I'm glad we're done with campaign. Let's lock in on multiplayer. Returning maps are going to be Raid, Express, and Hijacked, which are 3 of the most common picked multiplayer maps from Black Ops 6 if you had to ask people what's their favorites. So that's a good thing. They're also introducing Skirmish, which is a 20v20 mode. Think Ground War, but not Ground War. It's going to have like some objectives that you have to do, and you kind of all go across the map and do different things on Avalon, if I'm understanding that correctly. It may not even be Avalon. It might be separate maps completely. They haven't really specified what the maps are. I think there's 2 total, but I have a feeling they're going to be little excerpts of the Avalon map. That's what I'm gathering. Don't know if that'll play well. I feel like Treyarch kind of misses the mark when it comes to these ground war-esque modes. We had Dirty Bomb in Cold War, had the same thing, totally missed the concept. And Black Ops 6 didn't even have a ground war-esque mode. So we'll see how this does. But it is a combination of like the blackout traversal with a Warzone scale. So fingers crossed, it's good. When it comes to movement, I feel like everybody is tired of talking about movement. And everybody's exhausted with, oh, we're changing this, we're changing that. They never stick with one idea. And this is kind of the same issue. They didn't go all the way into futuristic. They didn't go all the way boots on the ground. They kind of went in the middle. And it's an indecisive choice in my eyes. So we have wall jumps being added. Wall jumps are playing like Apex. If you like Apex, this will feel familiar. They're not going to be like the futuristic jetpack style like Black Ops 3, Infinite Warfare, Advanced Warfare. You are not going to be able to just run up to a wall and run alongside it and jump off. You're not going to magnetize to the wall to do your wall jump. If you jump to a wall, you will just slide until you hit jump. So if this wall is floating in the air and you jump to it, you will just fall. You will not get a moment to, stick to it. So you got to hit jump pretty quick. Strafing while mounting is now possible. Now, I'm pretty sure they did this in Vanguard as well. But when you mount up on something, you can strafe alongside it. It's whatever. Don't really like mounting to start. I don't think it belongs in Call of Duty, but here we are. Then sprinting by default is the new standard. You do not have tack sprint by default. And that's a good thing, but it sounds like it's like slipstream because they're saying it's just faster than normal sprinting. So, okay, like you can use that. And then they said if you want tack sprint, you can use a perk. Now, here's the thing. I don't see anyone really using tack sprint as the perk. Sounds like a wasted slot because dexterity is a perk that is going to be in the same slot. And with dexterity, when you slide or you're on a wall or you're diving, you can ADS. If you don't have dexterity, the new standard is you will not be able to ADS. You will go into that weird tack stance where the gun turns sideways otherwise. I don't really like that choice. Forcing players to use a perk just to aim down their gun is silly to me, but that's their choice. Specialist wildcard is coming. So if you remember in Modern Warfare 3, they had the specialist. If you went on a kill streak, you would earn perks until you got a certain amount of kills. I believe it was like 8 or 9. And then you would unlock all of the perks, which was great. In this, it will feel probably overpowered because you're going to get the tack sprint, you're going to get dexterity, you're going to get everything that helps you with movement on top of the other perks like Ghost, Dead Silence, so on. Now, we haven't had any confirmation on Dead Silence. I have not seen anything yet, but it's very likely they're going to do that because after the backlash that was Modern Warfare 2, where they made Dead Silence a field upgrade, I don't see them ever going back to that. We have Overclocks. Overclocks is something completely new that they're adding in. And the way this works is that you can apply an overclock to anything other than your guns, and you will be able to get benefits. So I don't think that there is a drawback to not having overclocks. I believe overclocks is just default. And the examples I've seen are if you used an overclock on a care package, you'll get 2 choices. Think of it like how Apex Legends does, where you get your alt type of thing and you go to use it and it says, you can do this or you can do that. And so it says, for care package, Overclock will let you re-roll the care package if you don't like it. Or option B, you can decrease the score price of that care package. So for instance, if you need to get 500 points for the care package, it is now 450 or 400 points for the care package. I don't see that being a huge benefit, but it is what it is. So now I'll give you a big one. This was another example that JGod made. If you guys haven't seen, there is an active camo like Halo where you go invisible. And that active camo can be overclocked to either A, let you shoot a bullet, and then you'll come out of your active camo. But then after a little bit of time passes, you'll go back into the active camo. Or option B, you then have a longer lasting active camo, so you can do maybe a bigger like flank around the map. I think the overpowered one is probably shooting your bullets so that you come out and then you go back into it, because by default, if you shoot a bullet, your active camo ends. So in my eyes, that seems like the best one. Now, just a couple of notes I've made on that is that movement skill expression is now perk dependent. You have so many trade-offs for your movement, and I just don't see that being a good choice. I feel like if they wanted to get rid of tack stance, or I should say tack sprint, they should have just did it. They should have committed to the thought and said, we're not going to have tack sprint. If that was because they knew Warzone players want tack sprint, they've already made the choice in Verdansk to slow down Omni movement. So why not just like not mess with Warzone and just make a choice for Black Ops 6? That's my personal opinion. When it comes to weapons, weapon builds are shared now using build codes. This is a big positive for me. You can take your build and say, hey, you want to use my build, and just send it to a friend in game, and that be that. Or you can generate a code, and let's say I make a loadout video on my other channel, which if you guys want to watch loadout videos, I'll leave a link in the comment section. You can go check that out. I put the loadout code over my gun in my YouTube video, and you guys just type that code into the game, and you have the exact same build. Now, that's dependent on the level of the gun, most likely. So I probably would have to make like 3 builds. One for a low level, one for a medium level, and one for the like mastery. So a good idea for sure. I feel like this should have been in the game for a while. I recently made a video about Delta Force, and they've been doing this. That should have been in the game from the start, I think. Then we have the weapon prestiges. So with weapon prestiges, I had to literally message JGod just to confirm that this is how it works, which he did. You have level 1 to 55, let's say. That's the mastery of that weapon. Then you can go and prestige the weapon. When you prestige it, it will give you a brand new attachment. Think aftermarket, like in Modern Warfare 3. And you'll get a camo exclusive to that gun for that prestige. Maybe it's used across other guns and their prestiges, but it's the prestige 1 camo for that gun. Then you get reset to level 1. You have to unlock all the attachments and everything and go back to level 55 again. If you go to level 55 again in prestige, you will get another camo and go to prestige 2. 1 to 55 again. Prestige 3 changes everything. You no longer go 1 to 55. You will now have to grind 250 levels for that gun, and you will unlock Mastery Prestige. Now, I can't see myself doing this for every weapon. I could see myself doing this for the one I use the most. Let's say it's the Car 98K back in Modern Warfare 19, right? I use that gun constantly, or the SPR. Yes, that gun I will get Mastery for. But I'm not going to go and do that for every gun. Maybe I'm wrong, but based on the way weapon XP has worked in the last 5 years, actually going back even to Modern Warfare 19, let's say 6 years, it has been disgusting. It has been so fucked. So I can't see myself doing that unless there's like an XP glitch in campaign, which you can almost guarantee there will be. then I can see myself doing it. Now, I really don't like that there are attachments that are locked behind prestiging, because that means there are going to be essentially like broken metas that you could only unlock if you no life this game. I know all of you guys who watch me don't have the time to do that. You watch me for a reason. You want the quick news. You want to get your loadouts and be out. You got a full-time job, part-time job, you're a mother, whatever the case is. You will not find yourself playing that much. You can't lock in a full-time job on Call of Duty. So I think it's a little fucked up. That's me personally. I think it's fucked up. Putting that aside, I noticed a couple of new upgrades. So they have a throwable sentry turret that essentially is like a Semtex. You throw it, it sticks to something, and then pops out a sentry gun. And like I said, the cloaking device or active camo, whatever you want to call it, that's another one that's in there. I want to show you guys the new HUD. So this is from the direct that they posted. It looks cool. It's futuristic. It's very, stylized. But it's definitely giving Advanced Warfare or Infinite Warfare vibes. And like I said before, that's not a good thing. A lot of people hated that era. Yeah, I know there's plenty of people that loved it. I play with a lot of guys that did love that era. But the overall impression is it's hated. There's a reason why Infinite Warfare is the most disliked YouTube video trailer I've seen for Call of Duty. It's hit this point where people are so tired of the talk with Call of Duty. They have talked themselves into this, corner where they say, this year is going to be the most advanced Call of Duty. It's the most innovative. We have been the most creative. It's all of the jargon that is made for investors, right? For stock owners. We are not them. We are the buyer. I think if they didn't even do this whole big Gamescom reveal trailer thing and instead just shadow dropped a beta, the reception from players would have been so much more positive because they get hands-on, right? But instead what they're seeing is something that is beloved, Black Ops 2, being essentially mutilated in front of them and being told that they're gonna like it. Now, I don't know 100% if that's how I'm gonna feel when I play it. It might be a fucking fantastic game. But when you take something like Black Ops 2, which was at its core a very grounded game with some futuristic warfare, but grounded nonetheless, just felt good. And you say, hey, by the way, here's a giant version of some guy hitting a giant ship and is gonna be a boss battle. Or all the roads in LA are gonna wind around, brother. I don't care. That's not Black Ops 2. Black Ops was represented with the whole mindset of you can be brainwashed. You can be changed. You don't know who to trust. Nobody knows you. You could die tomorrow and your family won't miss you. It was that type of vibe, right? You don't exist. I literally rewatched the Black Ops 1 trailer the other day after watching this. And I was like, where have we gone? The Black Ops 1 trailer was all about you don't exist. Nobody will miss you. You are expendable. But at the same time, you are one of our most valuable assets. Because you don't exist. That was cool. You move in the shadows. This just feels like a different game completely. It feels like they're looking at the marketing of a game that they're like, it's a psychological horror, and just pulled from that. Now, that would work in zombies, but it would never work with a campaign or multiplayer. Which, speaking of zombies, we've got a lot to say here too, because Mr. Raffle Waffles did not hold back. You guys know Mr. Raffle Waffles? Hi, guys. He is always on point when it comes to his criticism. So much so that Treyarch has stopped inviting him to a lot of things. And when they do invite him, it's like a miracle. Which, whether you like him or not, he is one of the most critical and honest people I've seen in the zombies community. He doesn't just shill out his opinions. He is very much, like, to his core, honest about everything. So, starting with the things he said, all right, he asked some questions going into it that I'll touch on, I should say. So let's start with some of the facts here, and then I'll go into what Mr. Waffle said. So, this is a dark ether theme for all of Black Ops 7, it seems. And it is following up directly from Black Ops 6 stories like Leave Off. The first launch map is going to be essentially Transit. And he signed an embargo saying he can't talk about the things that he played. But he's allowed to talk about the things that he was presented. And so he had to write a fine line on what he said. I do not. I did not sign anything. So the cool thing is that I get to take what he is essentially insinuating and elaborate based on my own knowledge, no one else's, on what I think he's trying to say. 6 POIs on the launch map. One of them being Farm. He said him and Chopper were the only ones that got to ask questions because a lot of the zombies guys are a little introverted. That's okay. I like the zombies community. I used to know life zombies. So I'm fine with that. And the questions he said, what is the POIs? Like, what are we getting? Are we just getting a remaster of the original Transit? The answer was interesting because they had to almost stop themselves and like backpedal. From my understanding, based on what he was saying, and you can go watch his video after, it seems like 4 of the POIs are remastered versions of the original Transit, but from different times. So maybe we get, town, but it doesn't have lava running through it like Black Ops 2. Maybe it's, before the chaos. But then maybe we get Bus Depot and it's absolutely destroyed. I'm cool with that. And then it was said that 2 other POIs are brand new, never seen before. Very interesting. Each POI will slowly roll out as survival maps in the future. Now, if you guys remember in Black Ops 2, when you downloaded the game or installed the game on your 360, you could play Transit, but then you also had Survival, Town, Bus Depot, Farm. You had choices. You essentially got, I think it was like 4 maps on launch. Now, they're trying to do that again, but this time, they're starting with only 1 survival map, which is going to be Farm, and then they'll slowly roll out the other ones. According to Mr. Waffle's question, which J-God got a different impression, by the way. He understood it as every POI from Transit is going to be its own survival map. Mr. Waffle's got the impression that no, some are from Transit and some will possibly be from future maps that are going to be coming. Little excerpts. So, interesting. Now, according to Mr. Waffles again, the launch map will have a intro cinematic, and the plan is that every single map going forward will have a intro cinematic at the same level that we've seen for the outro for the Easter egg on Reckoning. So, a decent cinematic thing with the OG crew, which I haven't said. It's the OG crew for this game, along with Black Ops 6's main 4 canon characters. So those 8 are choosable for dialogue. The rest of characters, you could always pick other ones. They will not be, canon characters for the story. And apparently this doesn't necessarily delete any of the canon or zombies. This is going to continue the story and not retcon anything, because it's all taking place in the dark ether, and the OG crew looks like they're corrupted a little bit, and they're their own people completely. Think Primus crew, but not Primus. It's a 3rd iteration. He put it that he expects it to be a Revelation style of Transit. That these maps are going to be very different, but the same at the same time. and that there will be a wonder vehicle, and it is essentially a Jeep with an abomination head on the hood, and then you'll have an MG mounted to the top of the Jeep that someone can gun with. They also said fog is returning for transit, but it is not Black Ops 2 fog from transit. It is more of a floor level fog, and you will be able to traverse through it very, easily. Like, it's not going to be a big deal that the fog is there. You won't have to memorize the map like we did back in the day on Black Ops 2. But the zones between the POIs are dangerous and very hard to traverse, and it's more so because of the skill level it is, not because of, optical issues. I hope that makes sense. Now, the perk system is going to be the same as Black Ops 6. We're still going to use all of our upgrades and everything else. It'll just be reset, new one. Maybe a little different, but it's essentially the same. And he stressed very clearly he did not like that. The fact that we're having to buy a new game to get DLC that could have been just for Black Ops 6, if it's identical, is upsetting. And I kind of agree. If you're not making a justified reason for someone to purchase zombies, like, oh, well, the system's changing completely, it makes your $80 purchase feel whatever. Like, yeah, you're getting free maps we used to pay for back in the day. But at the same time, is that all the selling point is you're getting new maps? Like, I don't know. The argument could go either way, because I think if you asked 14-year-old me, hey, do you like Black Ops 2? Well, Black Ops 3 is going to be identical, but new maps. I probably would have bought it, right? Black Ops 3 innovated, and it was a great new game. But if it was Black Ops 2, but just new maps, I probably would have bought it. And then one question he asked, which this one is a big question, and a lot of people don't understand it, was about Takeo. If you guys don't know, the voice actor has gone through some stuff. And they were saying, they're going to recast him, essentially. They didn't outright say they're going to recast him. But, like, at this point, everyone was kind of okay with just saying Takeo's character is retired. Right? Like, that character cannot be in the games anymore. Just get a new character. Just literally write in a new character. Their recasting is from how it sounds. They didn't confirm or deny. He was disappointed. And I don't blame him. The general statement I will make on this is that I'm concerned. I'm not sold completely. I'm still looking at Battlefield 6 and saying it might be the route I go, especially if there's a battle royale that competes with Warzone, which is my main content. I can't see myself wasting time on a game that doesn't feel like it was ready. And I know that a lot of people kind of feel this way because the way they marketed this was that Black Ops 7 was made parallel to Black Ops 6. There was no denying it. They said it outright. This game was developed at the same time as Black Ops 6. That's not a good thing. That means your team was working overtime. That explains why Black Ops 6 felt so neglected. It explains why Warzone had almost zero updates. It explains why the anti-cheat is absolutely horrible and cheaters will be cheating on the same account for months and not get banned. There are so many things that explains. That doesn't make me go, oh, thank God we made those sacrifices for Black Ops 6 so that we get a good Black Ops 7. It makes me go, so I wasted my money? I threw away my money? I don't want to support that. Make a game that you guys are confident in. Don't put out a game that's a placeholder that's using assets from the other one just to get my sale in the next one. The disappointing thing, it almost feels like I need to punish them. That's number one. Number two is there's no talk of Warzone yet, which I know COD Next they're going to do. How does this affect Warzone? Do I need to really purchase this game for all these things they're adding if it's not going to change how movement works in Warzone? If all I'm getting is a wall jump, or I'm not even getting the wall jump, and I'm not getting the tac sprint removal, and I'm not getting all these different things, then why buy it? Just for the gun leveling opportunity? I'll go play Plunder. I don't see the issue. And if it is making all these changes and it doesn't play well, because we've seen how integrations have gone in the past, right? We've watched what happened when we introduced Cold War. We watched what happened when we introduced Vanguard. We watched what happened when we went from Modern Warfare 2 to, MW3 and so on. It doesn't work out usually. And what happens is the devs launch a buggy mess and then they leave. They're off. Oh, sorry, guys. Would you look at the time? It's time for vacation. We'll see you in like 3 months. Hope the game goes smooth and we're all stuck with the bill. We have to deal with DMR zone. We have to deal with GRAW zone. We have to deal with all these cheaters running rampant. And then they come back and they post a thing on Twitter like, we're so sorry. How could we let this happen? This was... Oh, the humanity. And we fucking deal with it. I don't like that. I don't like that. So, sorry, I keep hitting the mic. I'm very emotional right now. They need to get their shit together. They need to give better reasons for us to buy this game if that's what they actually want. Because I'm watching how the marketing is gone. After that direct and the trailer has released, today they did like a COD pod thing live on Xbox Showcase. And let me tell you, they could feel the energy in the room. The chat was so negative, and they were doing this live, and you could tell the disappointment was there, and all they were doing was trying to smile more and be more positive, to the point where it felt so ingenuine and so fake. I don't think anyone could like mistake what they were doing. I'll just play a clip for you real quick.
You've been on a tour.
Let's go.
We're so
Let's go.
We are so pumped to be here.
Let's go.
you've been on a journey.
Yes.
We've all been on a journey at Gamescom.
What day is it? Let's go.
Yes, exactly. But how BO7 is out in the world. Black Ops 7 is here. It's out there. It's been so cool to see people react to it. How does it feel for you guys to finally be able to talk about the game?
Oh, incredible. I mean, things have blown open at this point. So we've been eager to talk about this game for a long time. We've been developing it for a while. We have a lot of stuff in store for you guys, so we can't wait to tell you more about it.
Yes, let's go. I'm so excited. We love that we can talk about more of the game. Not all of it, sorry. But more of it. I think we're really excited about the reception already. Super positive. It's a big game.
It's a big game. A lot of content.
I'm almost confident they will sell well. Black Ops 7 will do just as good as any other COD. But will the players stay? I don't know. I have bought every single COD except Infinite Warfare, which even with the COD remaster, COD 4 remastered, that was being tagged along to it, I held off. I didn't buy it. And I think what we're going to see, if this is going the same route as Infinite Warfare, which so far, marketing-wise, people are pretty pissed. They might try to tag on Black Ops 2 remastered. If that happens, I think most people fold. You let me know in the comment section. I think they fold. But I need you to do me a favor. Follow me over on Twitch real quick. Twitch.tv/JustRaraToman. Don't fucking leave the video. Keep it playing. Just open a new tab. It's easy. I know you got the app downloaded. Just YouTube Premium your ass and put it on the side. And go to JustRaraToman. Drop a follow. I'm trying to do more COD streams. And I might even be doing Battlefield streams. I don't know. The FPS scene right now is pretty odd. But let me know your thoughts. Guys, that's it for me. I love you. I appreciate you all. And I'll see you in the next video.